For those who are not familiar, can you tell us a little bit more about the Mau Mau fighters?
So the Mau Mau is basically our freedom fighters. So in history, we were taught that they were bad people who, well, not really. They're the ones who saved us. I use quotation marks from the colonialists, from the British colonialists. But that's who they were. In Kenya, it's the Mau Mau. We hear about the Maji Maji rebellion in Tanzania and all of this. So it's just in our heads. It's like it almost feels like folk tales. It feels like something that happened, but you can't tangibly. It's not tangibly seeable or something like that. In as much as some of us like have grandparents who were part of the fighting and everything, but I feel like there's no space for understanding, for example, the brokenness of our grandfathers or why our fathers turn out the way they are, where they're like macho and you can't cry and you can't do this. But you see, if they were brought up with a man who had to survive in a certain place, and then your father's brought up with that, so then you understand who he is and it's able to heal, like, you know, the generation. And it sounds very fluffy, but it feels like to me, that's how important our stories are. If we're able to tell the stories of understanding the Mau Mau and why they are, when they were running in the forests, when those communities that used to put out like food for them because it was illegal to help them, but certain communities would put out like pots of food at night so that they'd come out of the forest and just find food and then run back into the forest. Like understanding those intricate systems that other communities played in helping the people who are actually fighting, or understanding what the spies were like, the women who were spies running between the forests and the villages and everything, giving the information, understanding what those stories were like also. I think that's like the space now the Mau Mau play. But yeah, those are the stories I want to hear.
Create your life.
Africa X.